June. It's Gemini season. We've just had this full moon in the sign of Sagittarius, which hopefully moved a lot of things forward for you. So, new month, new astrology. Before we get into anything, the energy that you bring here is the energy that you will find in your experience outside of this reading. So keep it clean. To book a reading, email me rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. If you wish to claim the benefits of the reading, you have got to be subscribed and you've got to hit the thumbs up button. Everything other than that, a new month, new astrology. So let's talk some astrology before we even get into things. On the 1st of June, the sign of communication, trade, sales, fast-paced electrical movement has moved into the sign of motherly nurturing Cancer. By the end of the month, there will be a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Please use this month from Mercury going into the sign of Cancer to the point of retrograde in the sign of Cancer to really see where it is that you need to nurture your communication, where it is your trade, your sales needs more nurturing from your part, what it is that you can do to really begin to create more of an emotional, harmonious relationship within sales, trades, communications, and things of those nature. This month really will prove how the sweeter the communication, the more likely the benefits that you will have of sales and trades, etc. Venus moves into the sign of Leo, as does Jupiter at the last part of the month. Venus moving into Jupiter, having come out of a very nurturing, motherly, loving sign where we're really looking at life through rose-tinted glasses, now moving into a more showstopper kind of energy. So there is almost like this bloodlust when it comes to love. Okay, there is this energy of really wanting to be able to express ourselves for who we are and how we are, and really wanting to be loved for who we are without having to make amendments or changes to who we are as people. Gemini new moon on the 14th. Now this new moon really is a perfect day, a really perfect opportunity if you wish to progress your future plans. On this new moon in particular, I would strongly suggest everybody really sit down with how they want to see the rest of this year for playing. Now, the sun enters Cancer on the 21st, and then we move into Cancer season. Whilst Jupiter has its last few moments in the sign of Cancer, this really is a beautiful opportunity to focus on the home space, to focus on home improvements, new electricals in the home, replacing everything that needs fixing, bringing new things in. This is really that time. When Mars moves into the sign of Gemini on the 28th, this is where the intellectual approach to winning out matters in our lives, where we know that we may have been struggling or suffering from things that we haven't naturally been able to progress on. This is your opportunity to really make leaps and strides, intellectually speaking. Hello, beautiful. Hello, beautiful. I hope everyone is doing amazingly. Thank you so much for joining. So as we were saying, when Mars moves into Gemini, this really is that time where intellectually speaking, you can make progress, leaps and bounds on all of the things that you felt were a bit of a struggle, or things that you felt like you needed help improving on, but the energy or the motivation or the information just wasn't there for whatever reason. On the 29th, right? So we've got this intellectual, sharp fierceness as Mars moves into Gemini. However, on the 29th, the ruling planet of Gemini moves into retrograde in the sign of Cancer. On the same day, there is this full moon in the sign of Capricorn. Can we just talk about the auspicious energy of this full moon? Okay, this particular full moon with so much Mercury retrograde energy in the sign of Cancer, Cancer being the sign of the mother, Capricorn being the sign of the father, with all of this energy playing out on this day, I just really want everyone to tune in on their responsibilities, how they communicate to themselves, how they then play out all of the things that they know that they need to get done in their lives, and if there's a level of organization to how you're managing things. On the 30th, Jupiter enters the sign of Leo. Now, the beginning phase of this year really was focused in on intuition, how we feel about things, how is our relationship with ourselves, focusing on the home. As Jupiter now moves into Leo, everyone's a star of the show now. And it's about taking center stage. It really is about taking the power out of the hands of entities, institutions outside of ourselves, and now bringing that power back into ourselves, where we are now the star of the show again. So again, that's the astrology for June. Let's get a reading for the general energy of June, as well as after the reading has been done, I will go through all signs with the romance angels as well as the crystal oracle, both by Doreen Virtue, to pull for each sign as well as a breakaway. I hope everyone has been doing amazingly. Before we even get into the reading, should we all take a collective deep breath in? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right, let all of it go. I hope everyone is doing amazingly, and let's tap in. What messages need to be known for the month of June? What does the collective need to know for the month of June? In their highest and best good only, what does the collective need to know? Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. This for me totally represents the Gemini season with the Sagittarius full moon, okay? Fire and air energy. For me, what this is really saying, the month of June, take the lessons that have been learned from May. Take an intellectual approach, maintain awareness, maintain your boundaries, maintain a need for articulation, to be articulate as well as being assertive. Now, the more willing you really are to be able to take new challenges, to be able to take the action that you need to take, to be able to really make the moves as you need to make them, the more intellectually assertive you are about taking the action as and when you need to, the more willing you are to assert your will on places where you know that you need to take action, is what June's message is really all about. It is saying there is somewhere where you're gonna have to really maintain your boundaries, you're gonna have to really stand your ground, you're gonna have to be really intellectually savvy about where it is you need to take action, okay? There are going to be moments in the month of June where you are being asked to look at things from a bit of a detached, a bit of a cold, a bit of a emotionless place. Now, I only want to say that because there is so much energy of you needing to be assertive, you needing to take action, and you needing to be the doer. There is so much energy in the month of June about you needing to not only think things through, but you needing to assert your will and take the action as and when needed. What other messages do I need to deliver for the month of June for the collective? What does the collective need to know from me? The Moon card. So I feel like with this new moon on the 14th and the full moon on the 29th, I feel as if there are some things that may have been hidden, things that there wasn't necessarily, the full story wasn't available to you. I feel like by the time we get to this new moon on the 14th, this need that you may have to be really mentally on point or really mentally there, especially when it comes to the actions that are needed by you, to be taken by you, this month, I feel like you get a bit of a breakthrough, especially when it comes to things that you weren't necessarily aware of. I feel like things become a lot more open. There's almost like a light being shone on where it is that you were stuck financially. Wow. All right. This is making a lot more sense now. If you were feeling quite stuck, if you were feeling quite financially burdened, the lesson here, and this for me represents Capricornian energy. So what this really is saying, full Venus enters, Mercury enters Cancer, right? Jupiter was in the sign of Cancer. Jupiter now going into the sign of Leo whilst on the same day Mercury retrograde enters Cancer as well as Capricorn full moon. The lesson here really is where you may have got a little bit fixed into certain energy that you have outgrown and it's now stagnating you, and where it is that you need to be mentally assertive enough to take the challenge and take the action on things that you know that were hidden from you. But these are the things that have kept you a little bit stuck in certain cyclical routines of maintaining the balance for the same thing without any progress, without any growth, without any development. What was it that was hidden from you in terms of action that you needed to take that you necessarily wouldn't have been able to recognize just because there were certain things that had been hidden, certain things that weren't necessarily bits of information that weren't necessarily available to you, which had you focused so heavily on maintaining the status quo that there hasn't been enough room to allow in more. Now, if this is somewhere in finances where you feel like you may have been stuck, Page of Cups, I feel like there is something, a lot like Mercury going into the sign of Cancer, there is something here, an invitation. And I feel like this is in the time of June. This is specifically before Mercury goes into retrograde in the sign of Cancer. There has been something here that is going to reach you in a time where you might not even recognize the stuckness of the situation that you may have been playing out because it kind of became the norm. Now you're kind of almost being told that, listen, there might be an invitation that comes forward to you that not only helps expose things, to bring more clarity in where things may have been stuck financially or where you may have been stuck financially, but where it is that you may not have been able to take the necessary action needed because there was just too much incentive for you to be focused on the status quo of you being stuck. There is, however, in June, this moment where a lot of the work that you have done without the sufficient or necessary credit to you, the benefits of that work coming through. And I like this because some of this might actually be emotional outreaches. But for a lot of you, this is something that really does bring you a level of emotional contentment, because it feels like what is coming through is now emotionally satisfying. The Four of Pentacles isn't emotionally satisfying. However, it is an indication that there is change that needs to happen. And there is change that is imminent. Let's go with all of these. The Nine of Wands. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. And the Three of Pentacles. Okay. A lot of you are now breaking out of the cyclical phase, right? Where you may have been holding on too much to burden and the feeling of being stuck. For a lot of you, this may have been a time where a lot of the information that you needed, a lot of the action that needed to be taken, regardless of however much action that you were taking, may not necessarily have been the right kind of action. This month of June, however, what becomes illuminated to you translates almost as emotional invitations where you see the fruits of your labor beginning to come through. In the month of June, however, there is a need for a lot of you to break out of mental prisons that you may have put yourself in to keep yourself stuck from situations that you know that you really needed to work on your safety and security. Jupiter in Cancer has been all about that, creating the foundations to a happy, secure home. Now remember, guys, if you want to claim the benefits of the reading, you have got to hit the thumbs up button. In June, also, as well as emotional outreaches coming through, there is almost an intellectual revelation, especially when it comes to commitments in work. The commitments in work are going to be the ones that are opening up, liberating new experiences for you, where all of the experiences, all of the bits of materials, all of the bits of money, all of the things that you know were missing come through. please do not use this time to be resentful of the things that you've needed to obtain in order to create some form of safety barrier between you and the rest of the world. Anywhere where it is that you may have felt that you were stuck or that you were imprisoned, that you just did not have the available resources, now in the month of June, you really are being told, get your head down and get to work. Whatever it is that you do in order to get your pentacles, get your money, get your finances, whatever it is that you do now, if you want to liberate yourself from any pre-existing mental prisons that you may have put yourself in, please do not be resentful towards the hard work that you have to do in order to create, regardless of how tired or how exhausted you may be feeling. The work that you put in now, basically the work that you put in now is going to lead you to significant information as to what it is that you can do to further contracts and commitments and partnerships. Okay, now that's just one message. Let me just reiterate this so everyone is on the same page with it. A lot of this has to do with reunions as well. A lot of this has to do with nostalgic feelings. And I feel like with Mercury going into retrograde, as I said earlier, this month really is about your ability to communicate from a more nurturing, developmental place as opposed to just hard facts without emotion. A lot of you are going to find while Mercury is in retrograde, there is an invitation to go back to something that was very nostalgic, very sweet, very sentimental. For a lot of this is reunions within commitments and contracts. And for a lot of you, this is saying to truly liberate yourself, you're going to have to act on setting yourself free from mental prisons that you may have put yourself in. And that can be literally anything, as well as practicing being more grateful for what you have. There is an opportunity here for you to really create, assert, and grow. Use the information that comes forward to you and watch how certain commitments bring forward certain safe, nostalgic, sentimental feelings within you. Okay? With the bottom of the deck, that was the 8 of Cups. So I feel like a lot of you are walking away from certain things that are no longer emotionally resonating. That makes a lot of sense while Mercury is preparing for a retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Because as Mercury enters the sign of Cancer, which it did on the 1st, this is all about what emotionally feels good to you. This is all about how you can emotionally resonate to certain things in your life. And I feel like a lot of this focus has to do with not only your home, but your work. Let's go through each of the signs. For each of the sign, I'm going to pull a Rider-Waite. I'm going to pull a Crystal Oracle, and I'm going to pull a Romance card. Piece together a message for everyone. Thank you, everyone who is here. If you wish to, thank you to Miaha. I hope I'm saying that right, beautiful lady. I really hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for time stamping for me that other day. I really, really appreciate that. God bless you, beautiful lady. All right, let's get into Aries. Let's give Aries a good shuffle just to see what's going on with Aries. Aries, hi. Aries, what do you need to know for June 2026? For the sign of Aries in their highest and best good, please remember these apply to your moon, your rising, as well as your sun. I adore you too, my darling. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're so appreciated here. I love you lots. God bless you. All right, Aries. What does Aries need to know for the month of June in their highest and best good? What do I need to tell Aries? The Wheel of Fortune. Aries, this is a really lucky month for you. This is a very, very lucky month for you. This month you see your fortune change. This month you see lucky opportunities coming forward to you. This month you see things working out for you in ways that you hadn't even fathomed. This is a lucky month for you, okay? Please use this month and walk with that skip in your step and just move and maneuver yourself like you know everything's gonna work out. Because when you're given a lucky token by the universe, please appreciate it. Please do everything you can to move in a way that you know that you are blessed and that you have what you want and you have what you need. Aries, what do I need to tell you in terms of love? Aries, what do I need to tell you in terms of love? What? Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So Aries, I feel like there is someone in your life that may not necessarily look like the typical kind of person that you go for. And I feel like there is this level of deception where someone or you maybe even is wearing a false mask. However, there is this period of holiday bliss. So the two of you might really be enjoying getting away, going on some holidays, going on some trips. The two crystals that I have for Aries for the month of June is garnet and emerald. Purification and detoxification. It's time to release physical and energetic toxins from your life. Emerald. Ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. How beautiful is that? So Aries, June is really lucky for you. You'll benefit from keeping an open mind. The two crystals I recommend for you are garnet and emerald. Emerald always to be worn on the ring finger. If you're a man, don't wear gold. Trust me, don't wear gold. If you're a lady, wear all the gold that you can find. Garnet and emerald, ceremonies and celebrations. It's time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. And this is also a time that you need to release toxins from your life. Now, where it says deception, it might even be a time for you to purify the people, the relationships in your life that you know are built on falsehoods and falsities, and see where it is that you can maybe look beyond vanity and maybe look beyond what someone looks like and maybe look at them for their heart and who they are. Other than that, Aries, get away, have a good time on holiday, and enjoy yourself. Okay, Taurus. Taurus. What does Taurus need me to tell Taurus? The world. Taurus. There are new doors opening for you in the month of June. As we come out of May and as we step into the month of June, you're going to find that there are new opportunities, new doors, new portals that are opening up from you, and you will really benefit from stepping through them. Accept change, accept what it is that you know that you can't control or that you can't change, and really go with the flow of where it is that life is leading you. I'm not going to take this grand wedge. I'm going to keep shuffling for you, Taurus. What do you need to know in terms of love and romance chemistry? There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So there is someone that you are being invited to walk through a certain portal with, Taurus. This is a brand new door that's opening for you. This is a brand new phase in your life, and there is someone here that you have a really strong magnetic attraction to. Taurus, it would really benefit you to be brave right now and to just go through with whatever it is that you need to go through to accept and embrace the change that June is bringing in your life. 3 crystals here for you. I will recommend that you wear 2 of them together and 1 of them separately. Smoky quartz, clearing negativity, release negativity from within or around you. This is really nice purification energy. Also, I do not recommend that you wear smoky quartz with these 2 other crystals. Please wear it on a separate day, Taurus. I will, however, suggest rose quartz and rhodochrosite. Be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and you need time to heal and recover. Love life, new or renewed romantic love is here for you. So rhodochrosite and rose quartz, I will absolutely strongly recommend that you wear these. I recommended rose quartz to a friend, a Taurian friend, maybe 2 months or so ago. Taurus, I know for your energy, rose quartz is going to be super, super important for you this year. Don't ask me how I know, but I feel it. And so I think that where it is saying that there is new doors opening for you, and it's also saying new or renewed romantic love is here for you, there is somewhere where you need to facilitate the harshness of change with rose quartz. And I will strongly, strongly recommend that you wear rose quartz quite low on a long chain close to your heart, because the effects of that, and you know what, keep it on this year. Don't take off the rose quartz this year. Who's next? Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. I hope you've been having a wonderful one. There is a new moon in your sign on the 14th, and I'm really looking forward to it. Because this one really is about spontaneous change. It really is about things that will literally flip in a matter of seconds and moments. Plans can literally change at a click of a finger. And that's Gemini energy, and that's what this new moon is about, and that's what your season is about. So for you, I've got the Queen of Cups and the Two of Wands. So Mercury, your ruling planet, moves into the sign of Cancer, and all of a sudden there's all of these emotions that you're kind of being asked to organize. You're a Mercurial, you know exactly what I mean by that. And there is somewhere where you know that you're going to have to look at all of these things that have just been bubbling under the surface, and now all of these emotions have come up. But in your season, you've got the time, the space, and the pace to really organize. Mercurial standard, Mercurial level of organizing, a level of emotion that you may not have felt in a really long time. I'm not saying this is bad emotion. I'm not saying that this is anything bad, but there are certain things, feelings that you might need to compartmentalize for yourself, Gemini, in order to really make sense of how you feel. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Would I say wear the rose-tinted glasses while Mercury, your ruling planet, is in the sign of Cancer? Absolutely yes. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth experiencing. Exploring even. Can this make any more sense, Gemini? You got to sit with how you feel. This season, the month of June, you're really being asked to sit with how you feel. Really take a moment to accept that what you feel is really real, and it is so worth exploring if you give yourself the time, the space to really look over what it is that you may not have been willing to feel for a long time. Now, it being a new moon, it can be a time of emotions. There is this energy of letting go of certain old cycles in order to move forward with new ones. So Gemini, I really think like what you feel, you know that you're gonna have to take a chance on exploring this. And it's really up to you to compartmentalize for yourself how you're beginning to feel all of these things. And it may have come up out of nowhere, and it may just feel like, what the F is going on? But Mercury in Cancer does provide a level of nurturing, comfort, understanding that helps you feel a lot safer about how you feel, Gemini. Let's get a crystal card for you, just to see what crystal is best for the sign of Gemini for the month of June. That was so easy, and this is one of my favorite crystals, hands down. Chariot. Spiritual protection. You are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. I absolutely love this crystal. It is a deep purple lilac, soft pastel-y mixture of all of these yummy versions of purple, and it is absolutely a must if you are someone who works in public. So I welcome Gemini. Hello, lovelies. Libra, don't worry, darling, we'll get to you soon. But Chariot, I will absolutely strongly suggest, especially when you are being told to explore your feelings while Mercury, your ruling planet, is in the sign of Cancer. Venus goes into the sign of Leo, and with this new moon energy also for you, Gemini, it's going to be one of those things that helps you feel grounded and protected, especially if you feel a little bit vulnerable with emotions. And nothing's come up about finances. This is saying you've got to compartmentalize the emotions first, Gemini. You got to sort through what it is that comes up romantic feelings wise, and where it is that you may not necessarily feel protected or safe emotionally or energetically or physically. You've got to work through that first. All right, we'll get into finances in another reading. However, I do hope that you found that helpful, Gemini. Okay, who's next? Cancer. What does Cancer need me to tell Cancer for the month of June? Ooh, that came out in a big clump. Justice card. 9 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. I just want to say to Gavin, there are certain emotions that you've got to work through first before you even think about the finances, because there's somewhere where you haven't compartmentalized or accepted or worked through certain things that when Mercury, your ruling planet, enters the sign of Cancer, that are going to come up. Don't worry about the finances. Just work through the emotion first of what it is that you may have been overlooking, and then we'll get to the financial bit. Don't worry about that, please. We've got the whole month to work through that, Gemini. I got you. Don't worry. So, Cancer, I'm sorry. Let's get back to Cancer. 9 of Wands, Justice card, and the Queen of Wands. Cancer, where is it that you know you've got to bring about a certain balance, certain level of equilibrium to where you may have overdone it in terms of working too hard or doing too much or over giving, and now in the month of June you are being asked, you're being invited to get back to your magic. You don't have to struggle and you don't have to suffer. Okay, you don't have to suffer for what you want. You don't have to suffer for getting what you need out of life, Cancer. There is, however, scales that do need to be balanced in order for past life relationships. You have known each other before, and very soon clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So there are things here that are suggesting that there are places, Cancer, that you may have overlooked your confidence, your charisma, your dynamic, and your charm, where you may have been overgiving too much. And it is now in the month of June where you're going to have to look at how you can bring about balance to certain situations. And I feel like if this is someone from a previous relationship or someone that you've already been with, I feel like very soon the two of you are coming back into unison. There is a need for you to step into your confident, charismatic, charming self. Now, Mercury moving into your sign, Jupiter leaving your sign, and the Sun now entering your sign, I feel like this is where this dynamic, fiery confidence comes from. Okay? So as the Sun moves in your sign, Cancer, the burdensome, problematic, exhausting energy finds a way of leveling out. There is a relationship that's making its way back to you. You guys have known each other in a past life. And the crystal that I recommend that you keep on for this month is amber. Give it to God. Take a deep breath. And on the exhale, release this situation to God for healing and answers. All right, Cancer. Something that's been really burdensome, don't be resentful for it. You're literally being pushed to the extreme of you, so that by the time the Sun enters your sign, you've brought back enough balance and equilibrium into your life so that you can step back into your confidence. There is a past life relationship which very soon is coming back into your life, but there is somewhere where you need to take a really deep breath and take the situation that you're dealing with, regardless of how heavy and how difficult it may be, and hand it back to God. Okay? That is the information that I have for you, Cancer. Leo. All right, Leo. Let's get into Leo. this is actually a really good card. The Five of Pentacles, everybody sees it and gets a bit scared, but it's actually a really good card. Leo, what this says to me about your current situation is that the two of you are genuinely headed towards marriage. And I love this because if you can make it through the worst together, you can make it through the best together. If your relationship right now may feel like you're financially suffering or things aren't necessarily working out in the easiest, fastest, best way forward, please know that it is a test and that the universe is literally testing to see if the two of you will make it or break it together. June brings with it an opportunity for you to come out of the cold, especially where it comes to this relationship. Go into the warmth, come back inside, plug in, and charge up. This is what June feels like for you. As Venus moves into your sign, Leo, this relationship, this make it or break it moment, through thick and thin, this relationship works. And I really like that energy for you. Because the Five of Pentacles is a promise of growth. So where you are in the month of June, where Venus now goes into your sign, Leo, is that you and this person, that was a big wad. I'm not taking a big old wad. Come on, give me a card for Leo. You and this person, Leo, you get to prove to each other that you're the real deal. And sometimes in life, what we need is someone who is there through thick and thin. Not only there for the good times, not only there for when they need something, not only there when things work for them. You need someone who's there all the time. And what I feel like this month proves to you is that whoever this person is going to be there for the long haul. This person's going to be around for a really long time. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And while Venus is in your sign, Leo, I really want to say, take those rose tinted glasses off of Cancer and put them on. Because the more attractive, and it's a natural thing, when Venus is in someone's sign, naturally they begin to look more attractive. Naturally the finances get better. And this is exactly what's happening for you, Leo. You're getting this opportunity to come out of the cold, to come out of struggle, to come out of suffering, and go into this phase of the relationship where you can focus on just being fully present. Being fully present in the moment with this person. Not needing to put extra pressure on yourself, not needing to have certain demands or expectations of the person. You get to just be in the moment with this person and to enjoy their energy for who they are and how they are. And the more you're willing to stop and smell the roses, Leo, the more that you'll find that you enjoy every single moment of June while Venus is in your sign. I like this aqua aura. Healthy communication in relationships, heart-to-heart discussions, and clear, assertive communication to help you understand and be understood. June, while Venus is in your sign, really is one of those times, Leo, where if you wish to take it slowly, if you wish to take it softly, if you wish to do things in a way that is healthy, especially when it comes to communications, heart-to-heart discussions, clear, assertive communication, to help you understand and be understood. With Venus in your sign, with Mercury in Cancer, this facilitates some of the easiest, smoothest sailing of the year. And it really is the welcoming of a beautiful hot girl summer, isn't it? All right, Leo, I think that was for you. Virgo, can I have a hands up, please? I'm sorry I wasn't there for your relationships readings last week. There's just been so much going on in my life, in a good way. All right, Virgo. Let's get one more shuffle for the sign of Virgo in their highest and best good. I want to know, what does Virgo need to know? What does Virgo need me to tell them for the month of June 2026? Savor this month, Virgo. Savor every single moment of this month, Virgo. Virgo, what do you need to know? That was a wad, we're not taking that. Virgo, what do you need to know for the month of June? Virgo, what do you need to know for the month of June 2026? What do you need me to tell you, Virgo? To book a reading, email me, rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. Virgo, don't be nervous. Virgo, what do you need me to tell you for June 2026, Virgo? Because I did do your romantic relationship readings the other day, I'm going to take this. Bottom of the deck for the end of Gemini season is the Queen of Swords. All right, Virgo, for your... Oh, hi. King and Queen of Swords. Six of Swords. The Queen of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, it is inevitable to say there is a really, really powerful relationship, power dynamic. This is power couple of the year. This is power couple of 2026. When these two energies come together, they come together to dominate. Dominate intellectually, dominate physically, dominate in every sense of the word, because of the intellectual prowess that's going on here is on intellectual predator level. The two of you coming together is screaming intellectually savvy power couple about to take over the whole world. In the month of June, you and this counterpart, right, exhibit how perfectly compatible the two of you are together and how you work together to literally dominate. You're literally dominating, Virgo. You and this partner, whoever this person is that is coming to your life, could be an air sign, doesn't have to be, can have some form of air in their energy. You and this person coming together, not only are you power couple, but you're literally intellectually dominating everything. Okay? I really like that for you, Virgo. Let's talk about the rest of these cards. Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Can we just talk about synchronicity? Virgo, there are people, places, levels, things that you find some form of balance, right? You find this form of balance that is going to help you move on from a certain situation, a place that you've intellectually reached the pinnacle with. Virgo, 6 and 6. Why am I seeing here a really obvious lesson? Virgo, your give and take in the month of June has to come from a place of balance. Every relationship, every dynamic, every exchange has to be a balanced exchange. Virgo, you are going to have to keep some of that intellectual energy for yourself. You're going to have to keep some of those pentacles for yourself. You're going to have to keep some of that value for yourself. What you're giving has to be reciprocal. Virgo, I cannot stress this enough. You're not here to give more. You're not here to accept less. What you have right now, if you can do this, and Virgo, I know that you are a giver, I know that you are a doer, I know you love doing for everyone, but if you can in the month of June really maintain the balance in the give and take, if you can maintain your boundaries, if you can really hold respect for your energy resources without giving away too much, Virgo, you get set free. Literally, you get set free. Any advice that I can give you right now, Virgo, really is this. The balance in the give and take in all relationships, Virgo, really is the token to what sets you free. In the month of June, you have an intellectual lesson of liberation. And with that comes a lot of confidence, tenacity, charm, charisma, and raw, unfiltered power, Virgo. In the month of June, you and this person coming together, working together, puts you in a place of real charismatic, charming energy where you know there is nothing in this world that you can't conquer. You're in your full power, Virgo, in the month of June. Maintain the balance, maintain the boundaries, make sure that the give and take is equal, because if you do that, you literally get set free. A lot of you are going across water on journeys, you're going on holidays, you're moving home, you're going to newer, higher levels. There is synchronicity in this, Virgo. Please pay attention to it. The more you're willing to maintain your boundaries and keep the balance in the give and take in relationships, the more you will be set free. Okay, now let's get into the romance cards for Virgo. Romance angels. Virgo, what do you need me to tell you for the month of June? Virgo, if you haven't been feeling confident, if you haven't been feeling your best self, June brings you back to life. I feel like Venus going into the sign of Leo really is so good for you, because there's a level of charm and confidence and tenacity that you're unlocking within yourself. And please know that there is the other part of being a power couple for yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Virgo, you really are being asked to grow and expand. You really are being told where it is that you may not have been confident or savvy enough, the help that you need, and the more willing you are to maintain your boundaries, the more you take it in your own hands to set yourself free, the more you are willing to allow yourself to grow, the more you're willing to let yourself be seen for the magic and the majesty that you have, the more you're willing to expand, the more you're willing to take risks and do things and move and go new places, the more that works out for you. Virgo, you need to know there is a significant counterpart here who sees you for your intellect. They like your brain, they like your mind, and they are here to protect, and they are here to heal. The crystal for you, oh, I love this. I love this, Virgo. You're winning big in June. Malachite. I love this crystal. Do you see how beautiful that is? Virgo, in the month of June, prosperity. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support, Virgo. Just touch your screen and tap into this energy right now if you're a Virgo. Keep Malachite on you, wear it around your neck, wear it close to your heart. Virgo, I feel like there's a lot of liberation, a lot of movement, a lot of freedom. There's a lot of opportunity for you to receive, because there is now a positive shift in your flow of divine support. But the more you are willing to move also, Virgo, the more confident, the more stronger you feel. All right, Libra. Let's get a good shuffle in before we get into the reading, Libra. Remember, if you would like to book a reading, you can email me, rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com, for pricing and scheduling. Okay. All right, Libra, what do you need me to tell you? Remember, all readings apply to your sun, moon, and rising, your Venus, and your Mercury, as well as your North Node. Libra. Aww. Venus goes into Leo, Mercury moves into Cancer, and there is this really sweet, romantic, official invitation that's being made to you, or that you are making to someone. This is something that's very emotionally fulfilling. This is something that may take you a little bit in surprise, like off guard, but I think what you need to know is this is something that has been really well thought out and planned by someone who really does feel a lot for you. So while there is this prelude to all of this Cancerian energy, there is this emotional outreach that someone is making to you, or that you're making to someone, and it's really sweet. It's very, very like nurturing and love oriented. This could be a wonderful like proposal. This could be you making a proposal. This could be a pregnancy. This could be something that just comes to you, and it is so emotionally fulfilling, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work at your love life right now. It's so nice. I always see synchronicities, and I'm starting to be able to decipher them. I love that. Libra, there is divine timing that is at work in your love life right now. So I do feel like if some of you are waiting for someone to reach out to you, they're absolutely about to do that in the month of June. There is something here that is saying to be patient and trust in the divine timing of things. I don't know if I necessarily agree with divine timing. I feel like everything is now, you just decide. But I do feel like sometimes if we can be patient for things to kind of fall into place, that can also be like divine timing also. Okay, we've got Tanzanite, another solid crystal, and rose quartz. This is so interesting that this came out for both Venusian signs. So Libra, for you also, I will strongly suggest that you get rose quartz on a pendant and wear it close to your neck. Love life, new or renewed romantic love is here for you. Libra, can we just talk about how the month of June is going to be fantastic when it comes to love? Tanzanite, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So I do feel like some of you are actually going into a new phase of a relationship, or some of you are actually going into a new relationship. And I say that because of this Knight of Cups. I do feel like there is an emotional outreach that either you're making or you're receiving because you are ready to love again. And you've healed from the past and you're opening your heart to new love within a relationship, or just new love in general. I will strongly suggest, Libra, rose quartz. Put it on, don't take it off for the rest of the year. Should be worn around your heart space, close to your heart, on a long chain. If not, put it on a bracelet, but just keep it on, Libra. Enjoy this new love. All right, Scorpio. What do you need me to tell you, Scorpio? For the month of June, what does Scorpio need to know? I'm going to take them all. Six of Pentacles, Three Cups, King of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. Ooh, Scorpio. Ooh, Scorpio. You have a decision to make. There could have been cheating or third-party situations in a certain relationship. However, there are two people here. There is an earth sign and there is also a air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, as well as a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Third-party energy involved here. I want to say to you, Scorpio, there needs to be more balance in the give and take in relationships. There needs to be, like I've said to Virgo, if you can respect that relationships have to be balanced, give and take exchanges where neither feels depleted, if you can be in a place where you can maintain your boundaries, Scorpio, don't give too much, don't take too much. Maintain the relationship that has the balance. Okay, if you're choosing between two people, if you're choosing between an earth sign and an air sign, it's a good idea for you, Scorpio, to really go where it is that you feel that your effort is appreciated and reciprocated. Romantic feelings, your feelings are real and worth exploring. Scorpio, there is someone here that you know that you're gonna have to make a decision about. There's not a person, there's two people. There are two people that you're gonna have to make a decision about. Now, where it is that the feeling of balance is present, yes, you will. Yes, you will get pregnant soon. But like I said, there is a decision that needs to be made about what relationship keeps you in more of a balanced state of mind, because there are romantic feelings involved here, Scorpio, and the only thing that I will really say to you while Venus is in the sign of Leo is it can be all or nothing energy. And for you, it's always a really nice way to... I'm going to take this one because it came in my hand. I'm not going to take these ones, Scorpio. That is Aqua Aura. Healthy communication, relationships, heart-to-heart discussions, and clear, assertive communication to help you understand and be understood. This screams to help you understand and be understood. So where is it that you know that there needs to be clarity in the communication? Where is it that you need to speak your truth? Where is it that you need to clear out what it is in your heart with this person? And it may be with two different people. okay? But one of these people is your people, and the way you recognize that is not only by knowing that your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring, but also the relationship that has the most balance to it. Okay, this is the one that you've got to go with. I hope you found that helpful, Scorpio. Bianca, the answer to that is yes. All right, Sagittarius. What do you need me to tell you? Sagittarius. King of Swords. Gemini energy. This is good. This is good. Sagittarius. Gemini. This could be the one. Okay. Sagittarius. This is the one. It's not that this could be the one. This is the one. You've already met the romantic person that you desire. This is the one. And this month, you will see how you've already met the romantic partner that you seek. And this Gemini energy is the one. And Aqua Aura Quartz. Also, you guys saw me shift it. How are so many of you needing Aqua Aura Quartz in your energy? How? Healthy communication in relationships, heart-to-heart discussions, clear, assertive communication help you understand and be understood. The objective, understand and help be understood. So many of you need to have these conversations as Mercury enters Cancer, because I feel like a lot of people have been so scared to speak on what they truly feel because the fear of emotional vulnerability is so real in this time and place right now in this world. And it's so scary because a lot of you are missing out on real relationships because people are too afraid to be emotionally vulnerable in front of the people. Like, if you can't trust the person you're with, like, how did we even get to this? How did we even get here? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. Anyway, so who's next? Capricorn. Capricorn, what do I need to tell you for the month of June? Oh la la, Capricorn. The Devil card and the Ace of Swords. I like this, Capricorn, because after a really long time, you're finally feeling like yourself. I really like this, Capricorn, because after a really long time, you're getting to take your shift off of the toxicness of relationships and put it back onto your passion. After a really long time, Capricorn, you're getting to think clearly, okay? There is a full moon at your sign at the end of this month. Mercury retrograde, communications, energy normally goes a bit haywire for everyone that's not a Mercurial. Here in this season, during the time that you get this opportunity to see things clearly, to see things for how they are, to see you for who you truly are, the more you're willing to be clear and assertive, the more you're willing to really look at yourself for who you are, where you are, and what you really want to do next with your life. And the more willing and open and honest you are to be about that engagement, your love life is ascending to a higher level of engagement. Capricorn, don't worry about this relationship. Just worry about being who you are. Be your authentic self in this relationship, okay? Capricorn, for the month of June 2026, Emerald ceremonies and celebrations. It's time of important life passages such as weddings, birthday, graduations, and anniversaries, engagement. Your love life is getting to that level. Wear emerald on your ring finger and yellow jasper, which is another one of your crystals, as well as Taurus and Virgo. Control issues. Utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that other fearing that others may try to control you. There's too many control issues in a situation. And if your love life is ascending to a high level of commitment, it needs to be a celebration, okay? Where there's too many control issues, you need to give God the power to decide what you may not be able to know or decide, because there are universal forces out there, and I know people have jumped on this bullshit bandwagon about how they are God, but that doesn't really work out for nobody, because you and me both know that you didn't create the ocean, you didn't create the mountains, you didn't create the sun. So the more willing you are to be practical with your human experience here, the more likely you are to survive. Now, I'm not trying to mislead nobody. I'm going to be 100% clear with you. There are certain things that are matters outside of our control. Now, as much as people might want to dispute me on that, there is no way you can refute it. Capricorn, take the pressure off of yourself. Do yourself a favor and focus more on the happiness, focus more on the celebration, focus more on the good news, as opposed to needing to control and cajole and manipulate situations. Trust me on this. You will be given all that you need if you're willing to just focus on how the ascension of commitment is taking place, as opposed to how now is a time of celebration, not control. So do what you can, Capricorn, to celebrate the moment, not control it. Okay. Aquarius. Four cards. How nice is that? The Ten of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Moon card, and the Five of Wands. After a period of real serious conflict where things may have been hidden or things may have been not necessarily as easy to read because there has been so much conflict in a situation, in the month of June, things really do calm down as long as you're willing to be the voice of reason. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, Aquarius. And I feel like the more you're willing to really take a victory when it comes to things related to home, Diamond, value your self-worth. You are God's precious gem. Aquarius, maybe go look for some diamond and put that on during the month of June. And I say this because there's victory in a home space after a lot of confusion and a lot of conflict. Aquarius, yes, this is your soulmate. Please focus on the happiness and contentment that June has to bring to you, as opposed to the conflict and what necessarily wasn't working. Okay? Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed that. Get your mind off of the conflict and bring it back to the focus on the happy home that Mercury in Cancer is all about. Pisces, what do we have for you, Pisces? What do you need to know? Two cards. We'll take those. The Devil and the Lovers. Why is this screaming reunion? Why is this screaming the pair of you can't freaking live without each other? Why is it screaming that the pair of you know that you belong together, but there has just been so much ego and toxicity in this situation that it has turned into absolute freaking joke? Why is that? Why is it, Pisces? June proves to you that the chemistry is so real. June proves to you that this can be the one. This is the one. Pisces, there's a strong magnetic connection here, and you've already met the person that you seek. Whoever this person is brings out the worst in you, but brings out the best in you. And you know what, Pisces, the sign of the two fish, you know that where there are ups, there are downs. Because you know what, without the downs, we can't appreciate the up. This is a whole simulation. We're playing this whole matrix. Now, the Sapphire card came out. Why does this make me feel like this is a Virgo? Easy does it. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. You don't need to overdo it. You don't need to control the situation. You don't need to go crazy in micromanaging what this person has to do. What you do have to do, however, Pisces, is really appreciate the fact that this is the one, and the chemistry and the magnetism that the two of you have together, you don't have that with anyone else. It is what it is. You love this person. This person loves you. You need to understand the reason for the toxicity that has taken place in this relationship. Whilst Mercury is in Cancer, the communication gets softer. Whilst Venus is in Leo, there's a real focus on nurturing what fulfills us. When there is this full moon in the sign of Capricorn, by that time, you and this person come back together. In this relationship, in the month of June, not only is there this strengthening of good and bad, not only is this we're together through thick and thin, not only is there this ease, right, to the month, but there's also evidence that this is your person. And in the month of June, there is also this strong magnetic connection between the two of you that cannot be denied. Put on Sapphire, Pisces, on Thursdays and on Thursdays, because Thursday is your day and Sapphire, the day for Sapphire, is on Thursday. And I think that is what I have for everyone for now. I hope everyone enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for joining me. All the thumbs up, all the comments, all of the love, all of the like. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all so very much. Book a reading, rubyreadstarot@hotmail.com. To leave a donation, you'll find out what to do so in the description box. Mwah! Have a beautiful one. I love you guys so much. Take it easy. Bye.